Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. I just saw that Judy was having a live too, so I feel bad. This is just kind of last minute. So I hope y'all are all doing great. Somebody commented today, a couple people, and asked about the Frances Magbanua video. And I had not watched it in a while. And so I thought, you know what? Let's just share. And like you said, patriotic, it's just like, you know what? Sometimes it's good just to look at the old stuff. Like we're all reminded. And I also pulled up Donna Adelson's probable cause affidavit. It's about 13 pages, but the last live we did last week, y'all said you might be interested in that. So, hello, Lee Abe, Patriotic, John Smith, the two. Hello, Mr. C. Good to see you, Taterbug. And Mr. C, Taterbug, Armand, hello. Hey, Pumpkin Porter, Elizabeth, Jolie. Is it Boring Quino? Sorry, I don't want to mess it up. Jolie, Birdie, good to see y'all. So I thought we could just get started early because you know what? It's Sunday and I get it. We have work tomorrow, right? But I'm going to play this video. This is about 45 or so minutes. So just a little background. Some of us are new to this case. So Frances Magbanua is Katie Magbanua's brother. And I thought she only had one brother, but it turns out she has two. So, but he was actually in the police station because his wife was arrested on this day. This was March 2018. And she was arrested for embezzling over $1 million. So she's in prison as well. But while he's there, he also talks to Pat Sanford. So it's just kind of some interesting information. And then you can see who his wife hires as her attorney. Yes. So Francis, the brother, has two children as well. So I'm wondering, does he have his two kids and Katie and Sigfredo's two kids? So is this man raising four kids on his own? I didn't know she had another brother until just now. So it is just so sad. But at the end, like I think I found him, and it looks like he's got a really good job. And it's so sad. I just feel bad for these kids. I don't know if y'all saw my short video that I posted earlier, but like the Brian and Anna Walsh case, those children are in foster care because Anna Walsh was from Serbia. So her family, they're not U.S. citizens, so they're not in the United States. So there was no one to take those kids. And I think Anna's friends tried to get custody and the state said no. So the foster agency or whatever in Massachusetts has those three boys. I mean, when I heard that, it really, really upset me. So, all right, but I am going to play this. I'll take I think we can put the comments on the screen, right? I just put this little excerpt, whatever you want to call it, at the bottom. Katie was arrested in 2016 for the murder of Dan Markell. First trial was in 2019. Okay. So this interview is 2018. So Katie hasn't gone to trial yet. Samantha, who is Frances's wife, Francis is the brother, was arrested in March of 18 for embezzling over $1 million. She entered a plea. She's in prison. So without any further ado, I will go.
All right. Thanks for coming in. We really appreciate it. Like I said, you're not in trouble. You're not. Just hoping you can come in, that we can sit down and talk with you a little bit, just show you who I am. Show you Samantha, guy. That's the detective that's working your case. I'm sorry, your wife's case. We don't have anything to do with that case. Okay, that's not our case. I'm out of Tallahassee. So, as you know, with your sister and everything, I know you've been going through a lot of stuff. I know, tons of things. Your sister's case is what it is. She did what she did, whatever. We want to get the people who were responsible for it. Your sister is not the one responsible for what happened. Okay, she's involved in it, but we want the people who are out still running around that caused the whole thing. That's where we're at with it. That's what we're trying to get to. Were you aware that your sister was offered any kind of deals early on, a while back? Were you aware of that at all?
I was instructed by my attorney to wait until he comes here before I start having a conversation. So
okay, so you have an attorney?
Yes, he's on his way here right now, so probably take him about an hour.
Oh, okay.
Then, if it's okay with you,
that's fine. That's your prerogative. We're here just trying to. Hopefully, you can help us out. You know, I'm not here trying to get Katie in any more trouble. That's not what we're here for.
No, understood. By all means, by all means, not a problem.
Okay.
But I would feel a little bit more comfortable if my attorney is here with us. And anything that you guys need, by all means, not a problem for us.
That's what I'm wondering. Is there something that you're going to be able to help us with? I mean, if we sit here and wait on your attorney, is it worth, is there something that you're going to be able to help us with, with these other people?
Correct. And I want to make sure that is the situation that we could probably help you.
Okay.
By all means.
Okay.
But
yes, that's Pat Sanford in there talking to him. So I don't know. I mean, did they like beeline it down to the police station to try and interview him? I'm not sure how all that unfolded, but that's Pat Sanford.
Perfect. Like what I said, if it's okay with you.
No, that's fine.
Not a problem. We can wait here until he gets here.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Full cooperation from my family.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
Awesome.
At least that I can say to you. Full cooperation, but I want to make sure that what is being done is proper and that my attorney is present, but full cooperation.
Sure. Okay. Perfect. That's what I wanted to make sure. That we were just sitting here for him to walk in and say, my client's not talking to you. And we're walking out.
Full cooperation with us. Okay. Not a problem.
Awesome.
Okay.
Sounds great. All right. You think it'll take him an hour from now?
Proper and that my attorney is present, but full cooperation.
Sure. Okay. Perfect. That's what I wanted to make sure. That we were just sitting here for him to walk in and say, my client's not talking to you. And we're walking out.
Full cooperation with us. Okay. Not a problem.
Awesome.
Okay.
Sorry, it looks like I repeated it there for a second.
Sounds great. All right. You think it'll take him an hour from now, or we can talk to him?
Something like that. Okay. Yeah, he said like around 45 minutes.
Where's he coming from?
I'm not sure because
Pat Sanford should be in sales. I mean, he's like closing it. You know how far away? Is he going to get here? Do you think he's going to be open?
He was on his way to a case, but wasn't sure.
Okay.
So
perfect. All right, that sounds good.
Okay.
Do you need anything in the meantime?
Some water.
Need some water?
Yeah, this is almost like 9 years ago. So Pat's, we've all aged, right?
Yeah. Just for that because I know.
Yeah. You okay hanging out right here? Is that okay?
Fine with
that fine? Okay.
Is it okay if I work also because work? Yeah. If it's okay.
Hey, real quick on the YouTube notifications. Hey, Beach Bum. I wasn't getting notifications either, and I had them turned on. And then on my iPhone, I went into the notification setting and went down to YouTube, and I had to also turn them on there. So now I'm getting all kinds of notifications.
Is it working on my phone? Yeah. Okay, no problem.
If you need something, we'll be sitting right out here. We'll get you water real quick.
No problem. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so this cracks me up. So Francis tells Pat Sanford, I just want to wait till my attorney's here. So Pat leaves and he says, oh, is it okay if I just wait in here? I'm going to do work. As soon as Pat's out of the room, he calls the attorney.
Yeah.
Tyler's 100% on the same page. This was orchestrating because they thought that both of us would be there right now. The Katie's case is literally getting called in 12 minutes.
Chris. I'm confirming what you're saying.
Do y'all recognize the attorney's voice and name? First name Chris.
I am confirming that 100%.
Okay, where are you right now?
Inside the room. I'm inside the room, inside plantation. I was just informed exactly what you're saying. Straightforward information.
All right, you're right.
Mm-hmm. And I was just informed this has nothing to do with Samantha's case.
That it has nothing to do?
Mm-hmm. That me being called in.
Okay, so that's crust to cost. So let's just think about this. So he's the attorney for Katie coming up in her 2019 trial. This is 2018. And now he's going to represent Francis's wife. I don't know. I'm very curious. Hey, True Crime Wifey.
Want to wait until you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm on my way. It's probably on a half-hour road. And if any of them need to talk to me, they can. Are they in the room with you right now?
No, they just walked out. I told them that I full cooperation. I have no problem, but I would prefer if my attorney's next to me.
Okay. All right. So I'm heading in there right now.
Mm-hmm.
About 20 or 30 minutes. Okay.
Okay, no problem. And exact same guy, and they were straightforward. They were straightforward. So I respect them
Yes, Rosie. I have an update on her at the end.
for that.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So if you need to call me, call me.
Yeah. No, I prefer to come in here, but it's straightforward, and I respect them for being straightforward.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So supposedly, Mixed Message Mania says, wasn't Krista Cost hired for Katie and apparently her brother by Charlie? I'm amazed this hasn't come out in a trial. So Georgia has kind of tried to go down that, and it just kind of gets shooed every time. Supposedly the attorneys just bumped into each other. But I do remember hearing that Francis, or maybe Katie, told Francis that Charlie wanted to pay the legal fees, and Francis said no. I think, though, his wife ends up getting a public defender, but Krista Koss is on the way to the police station for this right now.
For what it's worth.
Yeah.
For what it's worth. Thank you, sir. I respect you for being straightforward.
Yeah.
And full cooperation. I just want to make sure that, follow, but I respect you for telling me straightforward. This is, you brought me in to question, not because of what my wife is doing. I respect you for that.
Okay, I appreciate that. I'm not here to trick you. I'm not trying to, we're just trying to get to the bottom of everything.
Well, but Deidre, in a minute, you'll see in the interview where I think it might be the Florida detective for the wife's case is like, I mean, yeah, maybe there's something they can do. Like, hey, this family's going to cooperate on this other case, so maybe we can go light on this one. So it's kind of crossing a line, in my opinion.
We want to get the truth and just trying to get,
Yes.
people responsible for committing crime.
Agreed.
That's all we're trying to do.
Agreed.
I know y'all been through a lot.
Agreed.
I know about,
Agreed.
a lot
Agreed.
of stuff going on with you guys. I mean, with your mother-in-law and everything else, and moving in and all that, and having to take care of kids, and leaving somebody parentless is about as bad as it gets.
Agreed.
And that's not what we're about. We're not trying to do that. We're just trying to abide by the law and get things done.
Agreed. But I wanted to make sure that you know that I did respect that you just told me
Okay.
straightforward what this is about, and once my attorney is here, any questions you have, I'm all open. Not a problem.
That sounds great. I
Okay,
appreciate
sir.
it. Yeah, I didn't want to deceive you on the phone either. I kind of told you on the phone that
Agreed.
just want to talk to you. You just
Agreed.
choice who you're coming in or not.
Not a problem.
So just
Not a problem.
Okay. All right. You
Okay.
need anything else?
That'll be it. I'm good.
Okay. Well, if
Thank
you need anything, we'll be right out here.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Hey, Fritz, I just want to talk to you while we're waiting on your attorney, just about your wife, and
Okay.
totally separate from that. Just to let you know that obviously I arrested her this morning. Do you know what's going on with that? Like, did she kind of keep you updated or inform you what had happened back in October?
When we found out that when she got fired,
Mhm.
she told me what the story was with that. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, but she told you everything that had happened, right? The money that she had stolen and all that.
I'm aware of that. Yes.
Okay, so $1.2 million was the loss from the accounting firm that she worked for a very long time, 26 and a half, $1.2 million
I did.
was the aggregated amount. Yeah, so it was a big total. Long story short, I went ahead and did my due diligence, my work, my investigation, all right, and placed a warrant out for her arrest, and which is why I picked her up today. Okay. Just to let you know, your 2 children and your, I guess your 2 nephew, niece are both over at school. Everyone's at school. Yeah, St. Gregory. Okay. So, first and foremost, make sure obviously you get there from school today. Now that your wife, I'm assuming she picks up and drops off.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So obviously now that's going to be on your hands. And you know, I just wanted to come in here and kind of just offer my help when I can. I know that now you know, your plate was full before with everything going on with your sister, and that's their case, and they'll talk to you about all that. I really know absolutely nothing.
Can you imagine? Your sister's been in jail for, at this point, 2 years, 2+ years for the murder of someone, and now your wife's arrested for embezzlement. Ooh, mixed message mania. Charlie probably pays through a third party or under the table. Charlie would call it a coincidence. Interestingly, also, when I was looking around on the docket today on Charlie's and Donna's, just looking at discovery lists, you know, just what everybody does on a Sunday. But like their court fees, it's like some man in New York City that was paying, was it Charlie's or Donna's? Now I can't remember. But is that like a thing? Like there's just somebody that pays them? I mean, it's like a normal like residential apartment address. I thought that was strange. Because then I had seen somebody else, a different name listed in Charlie's appellate filings. So I just thought it was strange. Jack in the Forest. So Sigfredo and Katie's kids are teens. I think the boy is like 19 or so. And then the girl maybe a little bit younger. And as far as Francis, I'm not sure, but I would guess somewhere in that area. Thank you. Fun size one.
About it, to be honest, other than media stuff. But you got your hands full now. You know,
how can we help you on my wife's case?
To be honest, helping them on their case. So
because I thought it was separate. Because
well, here's the thing. I mean,
okay, listen up. This is what I was just saying. You know, he's like, I thought these are separate cases, and now he's kind of like, well, you cooperate in one, we might can help you out.
They have a case too, right? All right. Your wife made a grave mistake. Okay. She sold $1.2 million. It is what it is. She already confessed to all of that. I mean, that's open and closed, and she's probably looking at 10 years, which is a significant amount of time away from you, from the kids. You know, all I can offer is to say to call my state attorney and explain to him, hey, listen, this is the scenario. There's a secondary case that's not related directly that we know of yet to another case in Tallahassee. That family is wishing to cooperate with the investigation, with both investigations. Is there anything we can do to assist and help? And that's something that I don't have the liberty or the ability to say yes or no.
Understood.
That goes down to the court systems and to the lawyers and judges and people who get paid a lot more money than I do to make those kind of decisions. But all I can explain to you is that I can express to them how much you cooperated, how much you helped, and hopefully that offers leniency in sentencing and trial and stuff like that. If you guys are willing to cooperate and assist in both investigations, I don't see why both state attorneys can be on the same page and everybody be on the same page and people, you know, come to agreement. Because reality is that they have a murder trial they're trying to figure out. I have a $1.2 million theft case. At the end of the day, we want to solve all cases, right? So I think that take some time, think about what you want to do. But reality is that, you know, your sister's locked up, temporarily or permanently. How, we don't know yet. Now your wife's in jail. She got a $10,000 bond. You know, that's now another toll. And now you got 4 kids, 2 of yours and you know, a niece and a nephew. And from what I'm gathering, they have some special needs. And yeah, so
from the very beginning, full cooperation. Anything you need, we will give.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for the attorney to come in here, and when he comes in here, and then anything you need, full cooperation. Any records you want to show, no problem. Anything that you need from us, not a problem.
He just wanted to explain your wife's side of it, because I'm not part of that, so I can't answer
No,
that.
I want to make sure because I didn't want you to be, to not know what was going on. You came all the way down here, and I wanted to make sure that you understood what had happened.
Plus your children too, needed to let you know.
And the minivan's at Superior Towing. There's no hold on it, so you can feel free to go down and get it if you need to. I had it to our vehicle because it was in the middle of the road.
I mean, this poor guy, they're like, yeah, oh yeah, well, your sister's in a murder trial and now your wife embezzlement. She's probably gonna have 10 years in prison. And now you got 4 kids. And oh, by the way, her car, it was towed today because I pulled her over and it was in the middle of the street. I mean, look at him. He's like, what?
Traffic stop. So it's at Superior Towing. If you need the address or any of that, I can give that to you before you leave today. But I mean, there's very little in my case that I need assistance wise. I mean, because everything's there. Your wife did all the transactions and negotiations from her work computer. She admitted to everything. Very little that's going to change that. But what could assist that as far as how it goes from there, sentencing, and if she does time or probation, so on and so forth, could be what can be offered to assist in another open investigation in the state of Florida. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
So, but I'll leave it at that.
We've been waiting. If anything, we've been waiting for you guys to ask us questions.
Really? Why didn't your attorney?
Okay, you hear that? So Pat Sanford is sitting in the room too. And Francis Magbanua just says, well, we've been waiting for you to come to us and to ask us questions. And Pat's like, really? Well, why didn't your attorney call us? Because we think since Katie's not talking, y'all aren't going to talk. It just goes, don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions. I mean, this guy, I think, is just super, super naive. Jack in the Forest, you're asking, was Katie in prison between 2016 and 19 or out on bond? No, she's in prison in Florida with a first-degree murder charge. There's no bond.
Close.
Because we'll talk when my attorney comes in.
Okay. All right. You were waiting on your attorney to tell us you wanted to talk to us.
Well, I'm not seeking. I'm just wondering how come we were never asked.
Okay.
How come we never asked?
We tried to talk to Katie, and Katie she wouldn't talk to us. So.
Well, now today's here, so we'll have an opportunity.
All right. Well, I'm glad we're getting on the same page.
Yeah, it's not that we're seeking for you. It's just if we were asked anything.
Okay, we didn't think you were willing to talk to us. That was pretty much the deal, because Katie wouldn't talk to us. So, and then she went to you guys, and it's kind of the same thing. Early on, Katie wouldn't talk to us. So it's fine. So we're here now today, so that's all good. Okay?
All right, sir.
All right. We'll let you know when he gets here.
If you have any questions, you let me know anytime.
No problem, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, True Crime Wifey says, Francis knew Samantha was embezzling money. There's no way he thought their home being paid off was from her salary. I agree. And I think at the beginning of this, he's like, yeah, I know. We talked about it. It's like he knew. Strange.
We'll give him a call, see where he's at, maybe.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, this is Francis. Just trying to find out how far are you?
10 minutes, and then be out.
Okay, yeah. Did it?
Oh, who's?
The detective from Plantation.
Okay.
That's the one.
Okay. You want to tell Detective Chez-Magbanua?
Okay, this message is hot off the press. So Katie had given custody to this brother, Francis, at first. But then her other brother took over because Francis wasn't with his wife anymore. And the other brother had a fiance and they wanted to raise the kids. So Katie gave the other brother guardianship. But she did not sign over any parental rights. So there you go.
Trying to call him.
Okay. So,
Thank you, Scott.
no, we'll wait 10 minutes. I'll tell him because I didn't tell who you are.
Hold on, the answer is.
I didn't tell him who you are.
Okay.
Okay. All right then.
Hang on, I'm looking.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
10 minutes, okay?
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Chris, yeah, good. Am I good? Yeah, no, you can, I know you can stay by for a bit. Okay, we're good.
Like I said, it's probably gonna take long. Appreciate it. Sorry, Ben, you've been going.
Do I pick her up from your office or from the main jail? Okay,
I think he got a call from the bondsman, so his wife's going to make bond. And so he's asking, do I pick her up at the jail or at your office?
uh-huh. Okay, alrighty. Okay, cool. Thank you. Bye. 4 hours. Okay.
4 hours when she gets out.
There's to follow up in 4 hours to see if they finish. Once they finish bailing her out, then I can go and pick it up. So that's gonna time with the moment I pick up the kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. You need to do anything else? You sure?
Okay. There's
Okay. I just wanted to clear something up out there too. You kind of alluded to how it didn't have to be done this way. We weren't trying to trick you into coming down here because your wife was arrested. We were actually going to come to you and try to talk to you wherever you were at.
Okay.
Your wife told the detective that you were driving to work. I didn't want to come to your office, screw up your job. That's why I called you and said, that's why I offered it. Hey, you want to come down and talk to us? We can meet you somewhere. I don't want to walk in your business and go, hey, FBI, we're here to talk to you and mess your job up. That's all that was.
And you know where I work already, right?
Right. So I
The
didn't
building
want,
for all attorneys.
yeah. So I didn't want
Well, that was nice. Pat Sanford's like, we didn't want to come to your office and the FBI be there to talk to you and mess up your job.
to walk in the building. I'm not, like I said, we're not trying to call you boss. You already have enough boss.
Fair enough.
That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to get to the bottom of the whole thing. We're trying to hold the people responsible that are responsible for this. You've seen all the evidence. You've seen stuff on TV. You've seen, which you can't believe what's on TV, but I'm sure you've probably seen some of the discovery we turn over to the attorneys too. So, the attorneys have all the evidence. So, you know where that's at. I mean, Katie's going to go to trial and she's going to end up going to prison. Unfortunately, she's going to end up going to prison. I mean, it's, unless, but, I don't want her to go to prison the rest of her life. I want the kids to be without them. I want her to cooperate. I want her to give us the people that caused this to happen. That's what I'd like to see happen personally. We're just quiet. And that's why I even asked the attorney just a while ago, is Katie, she's still willing to cooperate. Is she ever going to want to cooperate? He shook his head no. Okay, all right, that's fine. I'm not sure why, but I'm hoping she'll change her mind one day. It's in her best interest to help herself down the road one day. On the way out of this, if she gets convicted, she's looking at probably life in prison if she gets convicted. And I don't want that to happen to her. I want these kids to have their mom back. At least they're probably not going to get their dad back. So I don't know how well you know the dad, but he's probably.
I mean, y'all look at him. He's just like stone cold. Of course, I'm sure he's just thinking about his wife and his kids right there.
We're not going to get back out unless he pleads and gives something up and works out a deal. He's probably going to get life in prison too. So
Exactly.
all that being said, the end goal is to get the people that are responsible for this, and you know who I'm talking about. So do you know some of the questions I wanted to talk to you about is how much you know about the family.
That's the thing. We don't.
You don't know anything about the family.
No, not whatsoever. I met Charlie once off a party. At a glance, never really talked to them or never really.
You hadn't had interactions
with them. No, that's why it was a surprise when we saw it in the news. Because my home address. It's right next to the clinic, to where they work. I met him one time in a party, and that's about it. We have no interactions.
No interaction with
either
of them.
Not whatsoever.
Okay. Well, then then it stems into Katie. What is there anything you can help us with? What Katie told you about them, things like that she told you?
We didn't even know that they work that she worked with them or she knows them. on the news, it was saying that she was being charged or they were giving her money for that. And I'm like, I knew where she was working. She was working in a clinic in Fort Lauderdale. I knew she was working on bars in Gulfstream. Those employment I know, but there was no connection because that was never mentioned to us or anything. It was a total, when we see the news, we were all, I don't know this. I don't
After
know
the
that.
news, and you saw it and you're talking with Katie, has she said anything that alludes to anything that Charlie, or why do you think she's not flipping on Charlie?
I don't even know.
I mean, she's your sister. You've known her. You're her older brother. You're really, I'm sure you're extremely concerned about your sister as your little sister. And I guess our thing is, we don't understand it. This is the father of her child going to prison the rest of his life. This is her kids, and just people that you and your family barely know are out here, and
We don't understand.
Here's my concern. I'm worried that she's been threatened or something by somebody, by the family, by Charlie, by somebody, to keep her quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Did she ever indicate to you any kind of threats, being scared of something, of
No.
anything?
We were all open, like in the house. It was normal as can be. I mean, no concern, because otherwise, I mean, you got surveillance in our house. We were in and out. We were nothing. I mean, there was no threat. There was no scare. There was no, because otherwise we would have done something, but nothing,
I mean,
because there was no talk
of her cooperation. I mean,
about that.
her being scared to cooperate, something like that.
Nothing.
Like somebody threatened her. Like if you talk to the police.
Even before she got arrested, there was no talk about it. Even before, even after Sigfredo was arrested.
Samantha, his wife, worked for an accounting firm, Jack in the Forest, and embezzled like 1.2 million, I think, or 1.19 million. Don't know what she did with it. I don't know that part. And she's getting out of prison in 2028. So she's just got a little over 2 years left.
Already.
Oh, she's at the Gadsden Correctional Facility. So it's not like high security prison.
It was normal.
And she just didn't talk about it with you?
No conversation about that whatsoever. We have no clue. It was a shock to us. It was, if you look at our phone records, the moment Sigfredo got arrested, the moment.
Yeah, that's Sanford there on the right. And then Sherry Bennett is in the room talking.
My sister got arrested. It was still a shock to us until now. Well, at the same time, our focus was on my mom, because my mom got.
Oh, that's right. So the mom was dying of breast cancer. So he was also dealing with that. Pumpkin Porter, no, Katie and Sigfredo, they never married. It was like common law marriage, but they never really married.
Cancer in August. Katie got arrested in October. We were not really, we were focused on my mom with the cancer that eventually took out her life. And with Katie, there was no mention. I wish there was, at least we could give any information, but when she got arrested, I mean, my mom was completely heartbroken. Is why? Because we didn't know what the involvement was, aside from what we were seeing from the news.
Katie just kept you guys in the dark.
Completely. It still shakes us right now. It still shakes my family right now on what happened. If what she's being accused of. It's there's no pieces that adds up right now. And if I have any, let me excuse me.
Yeah.
Hello.
Beach Bum. This is 2018. So it's almost 8 years ago. So yeah, Pat's aged. I think he looks better now.
Hello? Yes, sir.
I'm done with that. You're going to invite your home, okay, other things that they'll get on, and they can look at
Okay.
your subject. Don't give them any information, whether it's your office, okay? Don't share it with them. Somebody calls you, they can know that, right? You can already.
Okay.
They'll call you. So, anyway, just be aware of that. show them. Looking and
Okay, okay. Thank you. Let me just save that.
Well, there is a lot of pieces, and they do fit together. And the pieces are, all the evidence that we've obtained throughout the whole thing that shows Katie's involved. Katie being the middle. She was the middle person between this whole thing, and the evidence can show it. Unfortunately, she's either she thinks she can beat it at trial, which she's welcome to do. The downside to that is, once she's found guilty at trial, there's no help for her. She's facing, life in prison is what she's facing. If she comes on the front end and admits what she did and then cooperates and helps, the state attorney's office has been in the past willing to cut her deal. I don't know if you've known that or not. Has anybody ever told you that she was offered a deal early on? Okay. This is not just impacting her. This is impacting you, your wife, your kids.
No, trust me, it is. It is.
My advice to you, you can do whatever you want. My advice to you is I'd have a hard conversation with you and have that conversation with her and say, what are you doing? Look what everybody's lives are turning into here. Because
but she doesn't even call me anymore.
you can't
The last call that I got from her, Merry Happy New Year.
Really? Didn't talk to her since New Year's?
No.
Spill the crime tea. We need you to talk to your source and find out what party Francis met Charlie at, because I'm just trying to imagine them at the same party. So, was it a kid's birthday party or was it like a party?
I can't,
She didn't call and talk to
how can I go and visit, because the kids, I can't even tell them that their mom and dad are in jail. Because what do I do with the kids? I can't have the kids miss their parents, but I can't say anything.
Okay, I'm going to pull up this wiretap. Y'all ready? This is, hold on, let me get it so y'all can see it. Thanks, Spill the Crime Tea. But here's the deal. Before we go through this, Spill the Crime Tea, put your link for your channel, please, in the comments. And y'all, please go and subscribe to her. It's free. And she really wants to get over 3,000 followers or subscribers. It would mean so much. So please do it. And then we're going to read this. I had not seen this document. It's like amazing. So, all right. So it's Katie and it says unknown male, but since they're speaking tag along, I think we can assume it's one of the brothers. All right. Unknown male. I'll speak in tag along so no one understands. Catherine, okay. Are you sure you're not involved here? Catherine, I'm not what? Male, are you sure you're not involved? Katie, that I'm not involved? No, I read earlier. Katie, because I met with the lawyer. The male, oh, with the lawyer. Katie, yeah, that he, she, gender not specified, called me, but he, she called me, but here, male, but Kate, I'm telling you, you know that the wife of the one who died? Katie, that's what is being said. The male, the sister. Okay, Wendy. Katie, yeah, I found out just now. Male, we found out when we were reading it here. Then I was looking for it in the newspapers. Katie, And then the male, who is the sibling? Katie, that's why they were saying at the lawyers. What, how can you say that to me when they don't know each other? Male, yeah. Katie, and stuff. And then what? What has that got to do with me? My God, I feel like I'm reading another language. Male, that's why. Katie, but my number is there with me. But they're saying now. Male, oh, Katie, because I'm here. Katie then spoke to the lawyer because she has someone stupid who knows someone. Male, oh, Katie, who is in prison. Are they talking about Lewis? I don't know. Male, that's why, Katie, that's why. Male, Katie, I don't know if he's saying that he's involved or whatever. Male, that's why. I just want to be sure. When did he last see the one making teeth? Charlie. Katie, a long time ago. The male, okay, are you sure? Yeah. The male, because when he is released, there's reason. Katie, oh. Unknown male, you'll be involved. Katie, that's why, because my only relationship is because I know him. The male, okay, because the story is very, very, so very, very close, very. Katie, that's why I also tell my lawyer, if I don't want this anymore, I'll just drive and the children are with me. I don't want to go back to the house. The male, oh, Catherine, because I don't want to get harassed. And then Catherine, I told her, I'll just go to the police department with you. The male, oh, Katie, if they need to talk to me because I'm the male, okay. And Katie, nobody will. The male, that's why. Katie, having something present because I know. Katie, they want to talk to me about Tuto. The male, oh, Katie, of course. Who else? The male, but you need to tell the lawyer. Katie, the male, find a way to avoid Tuto being transferred from here. He needs to be here because they will take him to. So this must have been between Sigfredo's and Katie's arrest. I didn't see a date on this. Katie, they want to take him there because if they take him there, male, no, nothing. Katie, they tell me because it's high profile. The male, that's why they want to take him there. He shouldn't be sent there. Katie, but I don't. He can't post bond unless he goes there. Unknown male, that's why. Katie, my lawyer is fighting this. So I'm guessing the lawyer was fighting Sigfredo being moved to Tallahassee. I don't know. And I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the chat because I'm reading this. Katie, he knows about it. He knows about it. The male, yes, we need Katie. He has a good reputation. The male, that's why it needs to be known that those two are siblings. That's his chance. Katie, who are siblings? The male, siblings, the person you're dating and the person whose husband died, the wife. Katie, but I don't know them. The male, why? Why not? The dentist? Katie, that's why I know him. The male, yes. Katie, I don't know the family. Male, that's why. What if because they have money? What if they just want to retaliate? No one saw who killed his sister's husband. Think about it. There's 4 of you. Who's the criminal? Katie, of course. The male, who can they accuse? Katie, but okay, I told you about his, what's it called? You saw that a long time ago. The male, yes. Katie, he's a, what's it called? Sentenced to 12 years because it's gang related. So they're talking about Lewis here. Katie. So yeah, I was thinking that because I also spoke to the lawyer day, we spoke. I saw the prosecutor in Tallahassee even got angry because they didn't want me to see the, what's it called? The affidavit, because what they know is, you know, like rush me. Okay, so this must have been Sigfredo's affidavit, which we talked about on that live stream I did a little over a week ago, where it was sealed and then it was unsealed. And I've actually pulled up those motions, believe it or not. The mail, that's why the mail, Katie, you know, the mail, that's why, Katie. So, but my lawyer said, no, I'm here with her right now. We were reading it. The mail. Katie. So I was reading it, whatever. So it's fine. I'm like, the lawyer was just saying there's too many holes, too many loopholes, you know, the mail. That's why. No problem if you know him. You know him because he's calling you. He's the father of your children. He can call whatever time. You know, that's why, Katie. So I told him, I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to go to the house. The mail. That's why it's dangerous. I don't want to. Only me, you know, the children and me. The mail. No, Katie, I just want my family. He told me because he spoke to unintelligible to not worry. Unknown male. He said he spoke to him. He said that we should go to comms because it's Haley's birthday. Get out. Katie. And he also told me that he doesn't want to, unintelligible. He's that kind of person. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want that, you know. Unknown male. Yeah, he doesn't want his children to see him. No, no, no. Not the children, but me. He doesn't want the male. Yes. Catherine, I deposited money in his account for whatchamacallits. Then I had to put my card. Is she talking about giving Sigfredo money? Katie, and I couldn't. You have a warrant or not, you know? Katie. And then I was like, you're not going to arrest me, whatever, right? And then they're like laughing because there was one unintelligible for the commissary. I deposited money, at least he could eat. Unknown male, so he could eat, huh? Katie, yeah, you know, then I'll make arrangements so he can call his mother because his mother is also nonstop. So that's what, Sigfredo's mom? Unknown male, that's why. I understand. Katie, and I feel safer here at least. The male, just hide there, just hide. If you need anything, just tell us. But you need, Katie, I was telling my lawyer, I was like, look, he told me they already know you, who you are. If they want to, of course they're gonna, you know, talk to you. But Katie, but whatever you have to do, you know, and I'm telling him, it's just, I'm scared. I mean, this was, you know, like, I'm almost a mob already. That is all throughout Facebook, all throughout the news, all my friends, the male, everyone, Catherine and their family, everyone, and the male, everyone, Katie, and painting this thing. Then his sister even told us, the sister even said that they saw in his bag, they wanted to plant that. I know they planted it. Okay, they're talking about Sigfredo's sister said there were drugs. When he was arrested, it was really for the drugs. And then I believe he was indicted for the murder after he was arrested, pretty sure. And they're saying he planted the drugs. Unknown male. That's why. Katie, they planted it so they would have a reason to stop because they still don't have, Katie, because they went to his work. Talking about the FBI and the police going to his work. Went to his work two days ago. Okay, so then this had to be like late May of 2016 because that's when Sigfredo was arrested. Why didn't you take him if you had something? Male, that's why Katie did something, so they needed to do it, and that's why. Male, that's why. Oh, unknown male. But I want to be sure that you're sure when it comes out, Katie. Male, you will definitely be involved. Katie, I know. My name is already there. The male, when your name comes out, all our names will come out. So we need to hide everything. So just Katie, I mean, I did that already. Even his mother did that too. I took those out already. The IDs, everything. The male, just be careful. Be sure that everything you do is right. Katie, I'm just afraid because I know what's going to happen to him. I know what they can plant. And there's this person who I know because he's there for some reason in my gut, I think she's thinking about Luis Rivera. The male, will accuse him. Katie, the guy will accuse him because he wants to get out. The male, that's why. Katie, it's not, like everybody knows, everyone in the family is like, this is not, Katie, okay, tell me, okay, he has a, what's it called? It's more believable than the male. That's why. This is, another fear I have if there are others arrested. Katie, unknown male. If it's really true, let's say it's true that it was done, that he's involved. Katie, unknown male, he's involved. Katie, okay, unknown male, that he's involved with the group. Okay, let's say that's what happened. Unknown male, then some persons were arrested. Katie, they said 5 persons according to his sister. Okay, this is all interesting. Unknown male, that's why, according Katie, you also heard that 5 persons. They said about 5 or 6 if others were arrested. Well, that's interesting because we've got 5 convictions at this point and 5 or 6. Wendy would make 6, right? So we got Luis Sigfredo, Donna, Charlie, Katie. Yeah. All right. Unknown male. I would be more afraid about that because it means that he talked and the others who will be arrested will. I'm afraid they'll retaliate against us then. Katie, Male, that's what I'm afraid of. That's my greatest fear, that there will be or not, and the police are all talk. Katie, the male, just scaring. But if there is, Katie, I know they're going to scare me. Unknown male, suddenly. Katie, because that's why last week I had to talk immediately to the, what's his name? Because no matter what, I want him to be there. No matter what, you talk to them. Unknown male. Oh, just be sure that what happens, be sure that he does not talk. He keeps silent. Katie, no, he knows that. Male, he should just be silent. Katie, he even told me that once they met him, he's bright, like he knows. The male, okay, be silent. No others will be involved. No other criminals should be involved. The male, so that there will be no retaliation. And then there is no truth that was not just that it's high profile. Katie, that's the problem. It's so strong. Everyone is whatchamacallit. They say from the beginning he's a criminal. Katie, then I spoke to him today. I told him, why is that in the news? And everything it says is you got charged like that. That's the news. Male, yeah. Katie, but that's not what's in the paperwork. It's not what it says. The male, this is not what it shows. Katie's, because they don't have evidence. Yeah. The male, that's why. Katie, but I'm saying this is, he lost his job. Katie, lost it. Male, lost it. Yeah. Katie, what will he do? He no longer has a whatchamacallit. His past, which is not good, and now this. So now what will I do? I'm always going to be in fear. Like, that's not fair. The male, just tell Katie, what will I do with, just tell him, Katie, they are on a trip. Male, nothing. Katie, he's on a trip. So she talking about Charlie? I don't know. Male, no, when I always think about you, you can get him released. Male, worry about what you're going to do after that. Katie, yeah. The male, just focus on what you need to do now. Don't think about what you need to do tomorrow. Don't think about what you need to do next week. Just think about what you're going to do now, tomorrow. Think about what you need to do that day. Don't worry too much about what will happen afterwards, because then you worry too much. You lose your focus on what you need to do now. Katie, that's why. Katie, today I did everything. I didn't know how I did everything in one day. The male's okay. Just that's all. That's all. Don't think about how he can find a job when he is released. Don't think about that. I know. Male, don't think about that. Don't waste your strength for that. Just think what he needs to be released. Katie, male, if he's not really involved, I'm sure he's not involved, but Katie, I know, I can feel it. Male, I'm sure he is not, but you were not with him then. Katie, that's why, that's another thing, which is the male, you were not with him then. So the male, so just be careful. Just call me whenever you have doubts about what to do. The male, I spoke to my boss. Okay. The male, because I need to protect the company. Okay. Because you used to be our client. So I spoke to them. Katie, they saw, of course. So later, if they search, they can find out you are our clients. Katie, male, blah, blah, blah. Katie, then, unintelligible. Unknown male, that's for sure. The first thing I did was I told him, I showed him, he's a lawyer. Male, so of course he's undecided. He doesn't readily, Katie, male, believe the government. He doesn't believe easily. So he tells me that I should tell him. That's what's happening. Male, and he's also searching. So, at least he, she, gender not specified, if it is proven that the person is not guilty. Katie, male, whatever they need. I told him, thank you. The male, just to be sure that whatever is needed. I mean, we have a lot of lawyers. We can fight that. But Katie, okay. Male, we don't know if Katie, to what extent. Male, if he is involved or not. Because I said, if it turns out later that someone paid him, okay, I'll give you 1,000. Katie, Male, I just need you to drive. You just drive. Katie, unknown male, I don't know. The other is just as stupid. Okay, all I have to do is drive. Give me money. I'll drive. Katie, of course. Male, going there. Male, so we'll know. I know in my heart. Katie, Male, they say he was the killer. No. Katie, of course. Male, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Katie, so true. Nothing at all. Everyone in his family. Male, I don't believe that. Katie, the family all the way to Brazil are, what's it called? Now everybody, that's why you won't see me in Facebook anymore. Male, yeah. Katie, you don't see my whatchamacallit anymore. Male, I don't believe that he's the intelligent to find out to get there. That's what he's that good. That Katie, that's why. Geez. Male, no, I mean, sorry, but it can't be. But if you tell me that someone paid him $500 to drive from here to there, Katie, male, then drive back, not knowing anything. Yeah, I'll believe that. Okay, whoever she's talking to sure seems to kind of know the deal. Katie, yeah, the male. So we'll see, Katie. I'm just afraid because there is this one person there. So then I saw his name after I read the affidavit. Male, yeah, that's dangerous. Male, maybe he's the one who just talked to Katie. That's what I said. Then what also happened was the wife kept saying to me, okay, I need to see you. I'm like, no, because obviously I know. I wonder if that's Jessica. Male, yeah, Katie, everybody knows, Yeah, Katie, Ricardo went. He posted on Facebook. You guys need to stop all this shit, Katie, like you guys can be posting stuff while everybody taking it down. Everybody knows. The male, yeah, I know. Katie, I saw everybody. They're like, no, this cannot be. I mean, he's done stupid stuff, but come on, male. Yeah, I know, but still, you're not Katie. Well, I'm scared. I mean, I'm scared. Exactly. The thing is, I don't know what happened. The male, that's why. So just take care of the children. Just tell me if you want to hide the kids here. I'll take them. Do what you need to do. Katie, that's what they say. Why are they here? The kids. The male, it's vacation. No more school. Katie, they have no school. I know. The male will make up something or whatnot. Just that the most important, the male for me, Katie, yeah, the male, if can help, he can help. I have no problem with that. The children need to be protected. The children's name should not come out. Katie, yeah. Male, it shouldn't. What's the most important? Katie, okay. The male, the two should. Katie, I should tell the unknown male, including mine, because if your name comes out, Katie, the male, all of theirs will come out. We should be very sure. That's the most, if we have to spend money to protect these four. So then it does need to be Francis, right? Because he's got kids and the other brother didn't have kids. Unknown male, so they don't get involved. Yours and the other two. Male, I have no problem with that, okay? Katie, okay. The male, okay. So what's the most important? Second, we get him released. Katie, I like that. So Katie, that's why I told my lawyer, he's already working on it. Then his so far away, I said. Male, yeah. Katie, he can't come to me. He can't go upstairs. Male, yeah, he can't go upstairs. But if he goes there, male, nothing more. Katie, they will make sure this was an example. Like they will make it like the Trayvon thing. Yeah, correct. So we'll see. Okay. Katie, okay. Male, be strong. Okay. Katie, okay. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Okay. I don't know what just happened, but that was a lot of comments. I know it was so hard to follow. I mean, it's a translation, so that's why it's weird. Yeah. I'm gonna have nightmares about that. Sorry, y'all. But no, that was good. Thank you for sharing that. And it honestly is like hearing Katie and her proffer a little bit. Okay. So I think that was between Katie and Francis, and they were talking about Sigfredo. I'm gonna go read y'all's comments while this is playing.
Right.
You know,
When you leave them.
I have to. My concern is taking care of the kids,
Right.
protecting them, shelter them, and
But I thought he said his kids in it, and the other brother didn't have kids. But I could be wrong, True Crumb.
make sure that they're in school, they do their homework, that everything is as routine but all the burden is on us. I mean, yes,
You're right.
This conversation that we have right now is to my best interest to give you everything that I can because I'm being burdened. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys also.
No, I
Right.
appreciate
We don't want you to.
I'm willing. I don't need to talk to you. I'm risking. I don't have an attorney, but if I have information, I'll be more than willing to. But right now, the only information I can give you is that yes, I saw the guy one time. I have no idea, no interaction with him whatsoever, no interaction with the family. I mean,
So
and then when my sister lived with me, you know, you guys have him on surveillance. It was normal, routine, nothing special. There's that. If it were,
She's good about
nothing.
compartmentalizing and keeping.
so
She wanted the kids not to know. I understand that.
she probably kept you guys in the dark for the most part too. But did you have those hard conversations with her? Like, Katie, what about this evidence right here? Here you are, you know, getting all this money. Here you are putting all this money in your account. Here you are driving Mr. Adelson's car he gave you for free. Here you are. I mean, all this evidence. Did you not have a conversation with her about it? No.
Not that I recall.
Okay. Me personally, you know, that's what I'll be getting down the route to, especially if she's bringing that into your house. She's bringing that to you. She's bringing your family into it and everything by coming and living with you, right? And then next thing you know, she's getting arrested out of your house and you're taking care of her kids.
I'm stuck with this.
You're taking care of her
I'm
kids.
stuck with this.
And I don't know about your wife's situation, but to me, I think your wife did some of that because of some of the situations she's in with the kids. I mean, I don't know that, but I'm just guessing. But now you have even more problems. It's just compounding on top of each other. It's problem on top of problem on top of problem.
It is. It is. I'm
She needs to take responsibility for what she did.
broke,
You out.
broken with that.
Yes.
You know,
She needs to help you out by taking responsibility. Don't you
I
think?
understand that. No, I understand. I completely understand.
Because if she goes and she loses control and she gets life in prison, there's no going back at that point.
No, completely understand.
And
And,
then
and I'm the one.
You're stuck
I
with
mean,
everything.
I'm stuck with dealing with all of this.
All of it.
Yes.
And
No,
you-
I completely
And you
understand.
understand, needs to continue to pay for attorney costs. The trials as this drags on and drags on. There's more money being dumped into that, more money taken away from the kids. I mean, it's not a good situation. I would personally be having a hard conversation with her that she needs to do the right thing. Because the right thing is right now, the state attorney's office is still willing, still wants that family. They want the people who are responsible. Katie didn't come up beside you and go, "Oh, I don't like that guy. I'm gonna have him killed." No, there's other people that caused this man to be killed. Okay, and they're the ones
Katie
still
was
out
just the
there.
means to do it.
Yeah.
They're still out there. They use Katie, and they're still out there. They're going on cruises. They're having a great time. They're living the life. Okay, I'm telling you, they're not shedding a tear over Katie being sitting in jail. Okay,
Listen to Pat trying to get him all riled up. The Adelsons are taking cruises.
they're not shedding a tear about
Oh,
your
no,
problems
trust me,
either.
you're doing it now because I'm just like getting riled up and all this stuff.
Well, I'm not.
No, I understood.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to just
Fine.
tell you the truth.
No, reality.
I'm not trying
yes.
to. I'm not lying to you. I'm not nothing else. I'm telling you the truth.
Understood.
I feel bad for you. I hate you're in this situation. You seem like a great guy and you've done the right thing. You're trying to raise your kids. You have a great job. You're trying to do the right thing. And here you are stuck in this situation. It's not right. I think you need to have a real hard conversation.
If that opportunity happens, but yeah.
I think you need to make the opportunity happen. It's not what happened with her. You need to make it happen. You're the one taking care of her kids.
Exactly. You need to make it happen. Tell her, Pat, him, this Francis, very passive.
Why can't you go have a conversation with her? Let your wife watch the kids one day. You go to the jail and you have a freaking hard talk with her. You have a face-to-face, one-on-one with her. Tell her she's dragging your life down.
I think the reason is because the attorney is there for the wife's crime, not for Katie's. And Pat's talking about Katie right now.
You're going through a lot of crap here. Are you not? I couldn't deal with it. You're a better man than me. I'll tell you that. I don't know what I'd have done if I was in your situation, but I don't know what I would have done to my sister if she put me in this situation. You're doing a great thing taking care of your kids. That's all I can say. Not many people would take on a burden like that and not question why, not question their sister. Why are we into this mess? Why, Katie? Is all this evidence here? And you're telling me you didn't do anything? Why is all this here? Katie, you're going to go to prison the rest of your life. You're never going to see your kids again. They're never going to see you. And you're going to be stuck raising unless she does.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm stuck with that.
Yeah.
Well, she can do something to change it. Ask her. Talk to her. She's been offered deals. from the state attorney's office. I'm not the one to offer deals. I'm just an agent. I'm an investigator. I don't offer people deals, but the state attorney's office has offered deals. They have done that.
And this is how we look at it, there's a good case against Judo. There's a good case against Katie. They're going down no matter what. Do you want to let these other people, the ones who put them in this situation, walk free? They're out there walking free. And not get them. That's the reason why the deal has been offered to Katie. It's not, because a lot of people get it misconstrued. Oh, they're offering a deal. They must not have the case. No, that's not the case. Because that's a lot of people's thought, and that's probably what a lot of the attorneys say too. Oh, they're offering a deal. That means they're scared of attorney. That's not the case. Deals are being offered because we want that other family. We want the people who put them in this position, put your whole family, because they took advantage of people that's not them.
And I'm going to tell you exactly why they want that family so bad. You know who Dan Markell is. You know the name. He's a professor at FSU that was shot and killed. He had 2 kids. Mm-hmm. Those 2 kids are now being raised by the Adelsons. They will not let Dan Markell's parents see those kids anymore. That's a lower tail. Yeah, you understand that those people want the Adelsons so bad, they're putting the pressure on the state attorney's office to give Katie a deal. They want Katie to get a deal so they can get the Adelsons arrested. That's the truth of the matter, okay? That's why Katie's getting deals, not because we have a weak case, because we don't have a weak case. We have a very good case against Katie. And Katie's getting offered a deal because of the family, because they're the ones that caused this. They're the ones that did this. That's why. That's who we are trying to get. We're not trying to ruin Katie's life. We're not trying to ruin your life. Okay?
No, I understand. How much on my life?
Yeah.
So
I feel for you.
I have to deal with what I have to deal with right now, and any information I can give you, I'm more than open. With what
Spill, when you talk to your source, I'm just gonna guess Katie and Francis were not super close. Because I don't think he's listening to a word Pat is saying, and he's like, well, yeah, I'll do whatever. I know NBM, you're saying don't fall for it, but I just think this guy's passive.
I can tell you truthfully.
I appreciate that. Is there anything you can think of during conversations with anybody? Did you ever hear her talking to Tudo about any of this stuff?
I wish we talked about everything else. We talked about the kids. We talked about my mom's condition. We talked about how nothing was mentioned.
That's unfortunate.
Nothing was mentioned regarding this case.
I mean,
until after getting it secret. It's.
Do you think that you'll be hearing? I know you haven't heard from Katie since New Year's, but you'll be hearing from Katie when she finds out that we were here talking to you.
I don't know.
Because she's going to find out.
I don't know if she does. Then she calls.
That's what I'm saying. Her attorney's going to tell her we're talking to you.
Then, yeah.
And her thing is you as her brother, as someone that, like you said, your life is ruined. That might be a time to take the opportunity to talk to her. I mean, obviously she's not going to talk about anything over the phone for the most part, but at least let her know you got a lot of stuff going on. She needs to think about that.
Yeah, she needs to know what the family's going through right now.
The whole family.
Absolutely.
And I mean,
and she's got to make that decision. And if it is something like he said, or if she's afraid to say anything because someone scared her in that family, because obviously she knows what they can do. They hired her to.
They have money.
Through them, they got money. They have means of making things happen, but we have means of protecting people, protecting the family.
If she's being threatened or scared of something, we can protect her. That's what she needs to know. If that's what's holding her back.
I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about me protecting my kid.
Kids, exactly. And the kids are going to want to know. They're going to get older and they're going to see this stuff. They're going to want to.
Yeah, just hearing this and now seeing how angry Harvey was. I mean, I bet they told Katie, if you roll, we will kill you. Like, I don't know.
I know.
What do you mean by protecting the kids?
Because look what your information you're trying to tell me right now, that if something is scaring her, they're not going to do anything to her.
Exactly.
It would be talk about the kids.
Hey, I'm the one who's scaring the kids.
That's what you need to find out.
Understood.
You need to find out from her. That's the issue. Because that's something we got to get involved with. We need to know if the kids are being threatened. She needs to be talking to
right
you.
now. Nobody's come to us. Nobody's approached us.
Katie,
correct?
If somebody's done this
They
to Katie,
if anything, as long as she keeps her mouth shut.
If anything comes to me, you'll be the first person
Please do.
Right
Yeah.
now,
No, Sarah Catherine Dugan's not in the interview room. That's Sherry Bennett.
Absolutely.
She was in Katie's proffers to Beach Bum.
right now we're normal. We're living on a day-by-day
And our
basis.
concern is not that they're threatening you actively. They probably have, our thought is, could they have told her if you talk? Could that be the reason she's not talking? Because they said if she does talk, then something will happen to the kids. But everything's fine because she's sitting in that, and her lives are ruined.
Right.
Hers.
So
Because
the kids aren't in danger as long as she's not
those
cooperating.
kids' lives are ruined because their dad's going away for the rest of his life.
And I'm gonna tell you something else too. That family, their business is going downhill. They're not as financially sound.
Okay, Frank, this is interesting. You saw a news show like 2020, and 2020 says Francis's wife paid for Katie's lawyer with a stolen Amex credit card. Was it, maybe it was the accounting firm's credit card?
As they used to be. Okay. They're having issues too. So their reach that they think, that Katie might think they have, it isn't quite what it was. It's getting worse. Okay.
Yeah, I need to deal with my family right now.
Okay.
Is there any other questions that you guys would like to hear or ask directly?
Is there anything you
Okay.
can tell us? Is there anything you can tell us
We
that
didn't think that
we haven't asked you that they can help us? I mean, this can not only help you, but can help your wife, like you talked about. If you're providing us with something helpful, is there anything you can think of?
If I do, I'll let you guys know. I'll give you information.
Okay, do that. Definitely do that. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Please try to go talk to Katie. I think you really need to have that one-on-one with her, with nobody, sitting in the jail where their kids aren't around. You and her need to have that hard conversation about everything. Okay.
Okay.
Please let us know.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so now Krista Cost has arrived, who, as we know, is Katie's attorney, but now Krista Cost is the attorney they've called, probably because, how many criminal attorneys do you have in your Rolodex? And they called him for Samantha, who was Francis's, at the time, wife.
Is there anything that we can help with Samantha's case?
It's
Per se.
sure. So as your wife's attorney can probably tell you later, or your attorney, which you hired, it's not my decision to do that. If I had the decision, I would absolutely help. I mean, Samantha's been nothing but cooperative. To be honest,
Krista Cost is like sitting in the chair with it all backed up to the camera, so it's not a good angle.
I understand. I feel for your situation. It's up to the state attorney. The state attorney, okay, and the judges and the courtrooms and the lawyers and everybody who gets paid more than I do, has the right to make that decision. So sure, is there a possibility they could reduce it?
No, I'm not asking about that.
What are you talking about?
I'm asking about the people who conned her.
Okay.
Fine. Once
So you're talking about like the money, the restitution aspect of it.
No,
Oh,
the Santeria.
Oh, that's right. Somebody asked earlier what the money went to. She was like in a cult or something, the wife. And so Francis is asking, well, what are we going to do about the people that got the money from her? And cult might be the wrong word, but it was something like gypsies or something. Somebody help me out.
What about her?
The one who
Okay, but
convinced Samantha, because didn't they do a crime in this also?
explain to me the crime.
Swindle.
How
She
did they
got
swindle? How did they swindle her?
Mm-hmm.
Convince her that certain services were
Have you
being
talked
done.
to Samantha about this? Let me help you on this. Go for it.
These people knew that she was taking it from her work. So it makes them
Well, if we can prove that, if you can produce evidence that proves that, the emails.
The email. I
Okay.
sent him an email regarding for a prayer for this person. This is the cost for the prayer for that. This is the cost for this prayer.
to let you know.
Okay, but understand there's a clear definition, and I use the analogy of like a celebrity who hires people live in Los Angeles and they hire these healers and they hire people to make them feel better, and they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
They're not being swindled, they know what they're doing. Samantha knew what she was doing at the time. No one forced her to move her hand on that mouse to click to deposit. She thought she was receiving a service, so she paid for that service using the company's funds. So that's the only area. If you have proof that she was threatened or swindled or schemed to defrauded, then by all means produce any evidence. We're happy to look into it.
To let you know, so Francis was concerned because Samantha was very vulnerable. So he had her phone because he was afraid that these people keep communicating.
No, these people still did try.
She had an inability to be able to say no to it because she was so worried that they were coming back, and it was almost like, well, if you don't do it, then we're going to cast a spell against you.
I understand.
It was kind of that thought, but in one of the communications, I saw that it was specifically that they knew where the money was coming from, that it was not hers, that it was being taken.
Okay.
And so, I mean, their defense back against it would be, well, that wasn't me on the email, that wasn't me on the phone. But
They got to put them behind the computer. You got to put them behind. It's one of those things, yes. But they just produce that, and we'll go from there. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll go from there. And I mean, everything I think
Recycle.
available to the state attorney as well.
Right.
Okay. So regarding that, yeah.
Because
Produce it.
that's true. That happened to Samantha. But that's still continuing to happen on other people.
Agreed.
You know. So,
Agreed. But also understand too that Samantha,
agreed.
under her own,
yeah,
My own agreed.
this is what
did that. If every person who stole money decided to say, well, somebody told me to do, you know, I'm just hypothetically saying,
Yeah.
then every single person would be innocent. So there's a reason behind it.
if I were to put the prosecutor hat back on, I was never in your position, so I can't put the detective hat back on. If I were to put the prosecutor hat back on, I would be curious, and I think I'd be right that these people probably didn't file anything with their taxes. So then they also have a federal offense that's there as well too. If the whole potential is to get the money back to the victims, I think that there's potential leverage against these people. They're absolutely just crushing people.
Okay.
The same thing.
Again, I'll be happy looking at that. I mean, that's my job. So you produce what I can go off of and I'll run with it. Absolutely.
The reason why we bring this up is not to change any culpability of Samantha, but more of I'm looking at it from a federal perspective. The more monies that are back in that company's hands, the better position that she's in. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, this doesn't carry an in man, but this is what they go after hard.
Okay, I found an article. This Samantha, she wired with 62 wire transfers. She sent to a spiritual healer 611,000. So then I guess the rest we'll find out.
10 years is what I've heard.
But there's no min man.
No.
So, I mean, they could give her
Probation.
probation.
Yeah.
All right.
Hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
I don't think it carries a man.
Pretty sure it doesn't. If it were federal, obviously it would be a completely different situation. That it would be in her level would be.
Yeah, the points would dictate probably like a 2 year.
That's the way that I'd scored up before and let her know that she's a cat.
Right.
She's got a criminal history, but that her level and given the amount of loss, probably. I mean, there's a potential of probation on that, and depending on what judge, they could go.
No, I can't remove that banner. You're really not missing anything. I had to do it because of the video, and I'll just leave it at that.
But they could, he's 100% right. They can significantly reduce it depending on if that money, because essentially she's going to have to pay 1.2 restitution and all that nonsense. So if that money somewhat can be recovered, but you have to understand that's only 600,000. There's all the rest that she used for personal accounts and stuff that she's not going to be able, but of the 1.2 million, 600,000 of that did go to that said person. So
more. From what we found, that pretty much all of it goes to that.
Well, I gotta be careful too because of the statute limitations on certain things too. I can't use. So,
as evidence,
Mhm.
her iPad was left in the office,
okay,
and there's communications there that she was not able to delete
okay,
because the phone, she deleted it when she got home because she was in distraught. But the iPad has it.
okay. So I need to get the
iPad Pro. It's an iPad Pro. You charge it. You let me know, and I'll give you the codes for it. You can go through everything, and then there's communications there between the Sakaya and her.
The only thing that and I would agree that you need to get the password from her, but she's probably going to give the disclaimer that there's text communications between her and I just on this case. Okay, she would consider to be privileged. Okay, that's the only thing. And
I'll find out if he's getting a search warrant for it anyways.
And then of course the communications between him and her.
Well, I would get a search warrant. My search warrant, I would just include stuff pertaining to my case, so it would all be just for my case.
Above and beyond the privilege. Okay.
So
all right. Okay. I'm gonna put her in contact. I'm gonna put them in contact with people, just guys that I know up here that that do a bang up job. And it's just, the smartest way to go to make sure that they're protected, to make sure that the same time doesn't have an interaction. In the meantime, I can still give the information over to you, get you all that stuff so that you have it. But again, the goal here is not to pull away from culpability, but just to make sure that, there's some hope of getting those monies back. She'd love to, I'm sure she'd love to pay it over right now, but she can't do it.
Oh yeah, she said that to me. I mean, she understood what she did, and she understood that it was wrong, and that she felt awful. She felt bad for the people who took care of her for so long and offered her a job and really gave her a lot of freedoms at her work. So yeah, there was a lot of remorse, and I think that would take a lot off of her shoulders with everything going on if we get some of this money back.
And I'm more than willing on my side. I want to make things right for the company. They were good people to us.
So remember one thing too: you're only one person. I'm taking my cop hat off. I'm taking the lawyer out of the room. Man to man, you're one man. You're one individual. Right now, you have 4 kids. You got responsibilities. You got a job. You got to work. You got the sister's whole thing going on. You got a lot going on. Just take it one thing at a time, one step at a time. And if I can assist you guys in any way, I will. Unfortunately, I have a job to do. I did my job. That's what I did today. But it doesn't mean that I'm not human or I'm not understanding of your situation. So anything I can do to help you, I will. Okay?
Fair enough.
All right. I get enough. Okay.
Okay, so we learned earlier, for those of y'all late joining, so it says on here, if you're listening, Francis Chez-Magbanua has custody of Sigfredo and Katie's 2 children and custody of his own 2 children. Ex-wife Samantha is set to be released from prison in March of 2028. Now, originally, Francis did have Katie and Sigfredo's 2 kids, but then the other brother got them, which we got from Spill the Crime Tea's top source. So I had made this video a little earlier. And then I was reading in the chat, y'all are saying Samantha Chez-Magbanua and Francis paid off their mortgage and they had to divorce in order to keep their house. So that's interesting. I looked Samantha up in the Florida Department of Corrections, and here she is. So she's at the Gadsden Correctional Facility, minimum security, but she is set to get out March 22nd, 2028. So we're almost March of 26. So she just got a little over 2 years left. And then I did find where she filed for divorce, which I thought was interesting. Like, why is she filing for divorce? Because you would think he would be, since she's the one in prison. But maybe y'all are right. Maybe that's just all a tactic so that they can sell her house. I know some people that got divorced on paper so that their kids could get certain financial stuff for college. Really ticked me off. So true, Rabid. So scary to think what Harvey could have done with Ben and Lincoln. Yep. Oh, I was trying to see if she could get visitation. Let's see. Oh, I looked up Donna. I was just curious. Still at the reception center. I mean, she's been there like 7 or 8 weeks or something. But there she is. She's still there. Still cannot have visits. She hasn't seen Harvey or touched him in over 2 years. Yeah, so there's the Samantha Chez-Magbanua and Francis Chez-Magbanua. But now I'm wondering, is this just an on-the-paper divorce? That's very wild. So now I'm all curious. See, just when you think you get information, you have more questions. I just looked up like all their hearings and stuff for their divorce. It's nothing. So, let me see. Hold on a second. So I was comparing like probable cause affidavits, And they're all different for sure. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I found this too. Hold on. What's his face? I might have stopped sharing that. Francis. He is like a CIO. For this company, which I thought was interesting. He's a chief information officer. Of course, this was in 2019, so it's been a while. For a law firm. See what a tangled web we weave. Don't y'all think this is a little odd? I think it's weird. All right. So I don't know. This all went kind of longer than we were expecting. Do y'all want Donna's probable cause or which one? Anyone? Oh, thanks. They're peepers. They're like my favorite readers. Oh, I'm hating that it's not giving me the select. Oh. So there's Donna's. I mean, it's longer than anyone's. I'm happy to read it. I don't want to bore y'all. Yeah, I think Donna's because it's got the most mention of our favorite girl, Wendy. So, also, I brought up something else. I pulled up Katie's and I also pulled up Charlie's grand jury indictment. And I was going to show y'all that real quick. Hold on. Oh, I had it over here. See, this is why I like to make, oh, here it is. Okay. Now y'all should all be seeing Charlie's indictment. So the grand jury indicted him and then they arrested him, I think, the next day. Because the Markells, we know, visited, I believe, was it on the 19th? And then they arrested him on the 20th or 21st. But I just wanted y'all to see that. I think it was on Reddit somewhere. Somebody was like, oh, Charlie's indictment was sealed for 6 years. It was not. You can see right here, grand jury, spring term 2022, murder in the first degree, conspiracy to commit murder, solicitation to commit murder. And I've been listening to Extreme Punishment. And they talk about this. The second those Dolce Vita recording like got really improved and the audio was clear. They said like Georgia Cappleman was almost running to the grand jury to get the indictment on Charlie. So I thought y'all would like that. But it's all here. So maybe I should make like a shared Google Drive so if people want to see stuff. I don't know. What do y'all think? Okay. Now we're going to read Donna's. All right. Thanks for letting me bounce around. All right. So this is Donna's. So because I'm going to be on the screen reading this, I'm not going to be going through comments. I apologize. Here, y'all want Donna's. I'm going to make it bigger. Okay. All right. This affidavit sets forth probable cause to believe that Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera murdered Florida State University law professor Daniel Markel, and the murder was arranged through Katie McBanua, Charles Adelson, and Donna Adelson in violation of Florida statutes murder per chapter 782. On Friday, July 18th, 2014 at 11:02 a.m., a report of a shooting was received at 2116 Trescott Drive, the home of Florida State University Law School professor Daniel Markel in Tallahassee, Florida. Upon arrival, Tallahassee police officers found Markel slumped over in the driver's seat of his vehicle from an apparent gunshot to the head. Markel was transported from the scene to a local hospital where he later died from his injuries sustained during the shooting. The investigation of the crime scene found no indication that this incident was part of any other criminal intent, such as burglary or robbery. A neighbor heard a loud bang and looked out his window where he saw a small silver or light colored vehicle resembling a Prius backing out of the victim's driveway. He walked over to check on Markel, discovered him in distress, and called 911. Investigators located the victim's ex-wife, Wendy Adelson, at a local restaurant and transported her to the Tallahassee Police Department for an interview. During the interview of Wendy Adelson, she made statements suggesting the murder of Markel could have been arranged by someone on her behalf without her knowledge. Wendy indicated her parents were very angry at Markel and further suggested that someone could have arranged the murder thinking it could help her. She specifically mentioned that her brother, Charles, aka Charlie Adelson, joked about hiring a hitman to kill Markel in the past. She said her brother makes a lot of jokes in bad taste and had previously commented that he looked into hiring a hitman, but it was cheaper to buy her a television as a divorce gift. Wendy indicated that she did not think her brother would actually commit this crime. It should be noted that Wendy's mother, Donna Adelson, set a television repair appointment on July 11th, 2014, for Wendy's television to be repaired on the morning of the homicide, July 18th, 2014. Records obtained from Best Buy show a service was completed on her television the morning, July 18th, 2014, the same date of the homicide. Wendy stated that after the divorce, she wanted to relocate to South Florida with her children. She felt her former in-laws would suspect her of murdering their son since she was denied the ability to move by the court. Wendy, she's been mentioned a lot. Wendy filed for divorce on September 10th, 2012. The divorce was later finalized by a marital settlement agreement on July 31st, 2013. Investigators reviewed voluminous documents, including emails, text messages, and court documents. The review determined Wendy Adelson and her brother Charles, as well as their parents, Harvey and Donna Adelson, were determined to have Wendy and the two Markel children relocated to South Florida, where the Adelsons reside after her divorce from Markel. Markel objected to his ex-wife moving his children to South Florida. And on June 20th, 2013, Leon County Circuit Judge Hobbs formally denied with prejudice Wendy's motion for relocation with the children. After the court's denial, Wendy's parents, especially her mother, Donna Adelson, repeatedly tried to convince Wendy to coerce Markel into allowing the relocation to South Florida. Donna suggested the family offer Markel $1 million to allow the relocation, with Donna Adelson, her husband Harvey contributing 1/3, Wendy Adelson contributing 1/3, and Charles Adelson contributing 1/3. Donna also suggested that Wendy threatened to convert Markel's children to Catholicism, knowing Markel was a very observant in his Jewish faith, and that the religious practices of the children were of utmost importance to Markel. Wendy Adelson's prior boyfriend, Jeff Lacoste, stated Wendy disclosed to him that Charles had seriously looked into hiring a hitman in the summer of 2013, and he was told it would cost either $15,000 or $50,000. Lacoste also reported that when he was visiting Charles Adelson with Wendy Adelson in the spring of 2013, Charlie Adelson bragged about being connected to a Cuban criminal element. It was learned that around the time of the murder, Katie Magbanua was involved in a personal relationship with Charles Adelson. Magbanua's cellular telephone number was 786. Call records show Magbanua as one of Charles' top contacts, and text communication confirmed that relationship was more than friendship. It was later confirmed by Catherine Magbanua. Charles Adelson enlisted Magbanua, who then enlisted the father of her 2 children, Sigfredo Garcia, to carry out this murder. Garcia enlisted Rivera's assistance, and Magbanua, Garcia, and Rivera were compensated for their actions. Magbanua was the only link between Markel and the shooters, Garcia and Rivera. Magbanua's only ties to Daniel Markel are Charles Adelson and a couple instances where she met Wendy Adelson. The only way Magbanua, Garcia, and Rivera knew of Daniel Markel and his relationship with the Adelson family was through Charles Adelson. While in the interview room, Wendy wanted to call her parents to notify them of the incident. While contemplating aloud as to what she would say, she told the victim advocate sitting next to her that her parents were very angry with Markel and described it as a very fucked up situation. Wendy then called and talked to her mother, Donna. After notifying Donna of the shooting, Wendy asked her to notify Charles of the shooting so Wendy would not have to do so. After Wendy's conversation with her mother, Donna Adelson called Charles's cell phone at 7:11 p.m., which went to voicemail, which, by the way, makes me think, remember I said earlier, I think Charlie might have been with his parents when she called. After reading this, I don't think so. Charles then called Donna's cell phone at 7:13 p.m. with a call duration of 5 minutes and 47 seconds. At 7:29 p.m., Charles called Donna again with the duration of 6 minutes and 31 seconds. At 7:36 p.m., Charles called Katie Magbanua's cell phone with the duration of 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Wendy's parents, Harvey and Donna Adelson, made contact with the lead Tallahassee Police Department investigator at Markel's memorial service on Sunday morning, July 20th, 2014 in Tallahassee. They agreed to contact the TPD investigator to arrange an interview before returning to South Florida. The following day, the TPD investigator contacted Wendy on her cell phone. Once the investigator identified himself, Wendy claimed to have a bad connection and the call was terminated. Less than 5 minutes later, Wendy's attorney called the investigator and informed him that Wendy left town with her children and parents en route to South Florida. The attorney could not provide a date for Wendy's return to Tallahassee and requested he be contacted for any further inquiries. Harvey and Donna Adelson left Tallahassee with Wendy and the grandchildren the day after the memorial service without speaking with the investigator as promised. Since leaving, no one in the Adelson family contacted TBT or inquired about the status of the investigation. Charles Adelson did not attend the memorial service for his ex-brother-in-law. In July of 2015, Wendy had her children's surname changed from Markell to Adelson. On July 18, 2014, Markell left his home that morning and drove his 2 children to daycare on the west side of Tallahassee. Markell drove to Premier Health and Fitness Center. Markell arrived at Premier, where surveillance video shows a silver or light green Toyota Prius entering the parking lot after Markell parked his car. After Markell went into the health club, the video captured the Prius in the parking lot where the driver moved the vehicle to different parking positions while Markell was in the building. No individuals ever exited the Prius. Additional surveillance video discovered for the day of the homicide showed the same Prius before and after the homicide, including following Markell into Markell's neighborhood immediately prior to the shooting. After analyzing the surveillance videos, the suspect vehicle was determined to be a 2006 to 2009 Toyota Prius with silver pine mica paint color. The Prius had tinted windows, a sun pass transponder on the top center of the windshield, a missing tow hook cover on the front bumper, and a black passenger side mirror casing. It was determined the Prius followed the victim throughout the morning and back toward his residence where the shooting occurred. This suspect vehicle fit the description given by Markell's neighbor after he heard a gunshot and looked out the window and saw the Prius backing out of the victim's driveway. Florida Department of Transportation records for SunPass on Alligator Alley, I-75 west of Fort Lauderdale on July 16th and 18th, 2014 had one account listing a Prius as a customer vehicle. The SunPass transponder activity was consistent with cell site data for Rivera and Garcia's handsets travels. The transponder of interest in this case is number per FDOT records. The SunPass account using the above transponder is a rental car company in North Miami, Florida. Law enforcement obtained the rental contract for a 2008 Toyota Prius on July 15, 2014, 3 days before the homicide. The customer is listed as Luis Rivera with a contact number of 305 A second telephone number was also written on the rental contract, 786 Garcia's phone, with the word brother written beside the number. The rental contract indicates that the Prius was checked out at 6:15 p.m. on July 15th, 2014, and rented to Rivera through July 21st, 2014, 3 days after the homicide. The Prius rented by Luis Rivera on July 15, 2014, contained a GPS device installed by the owner to assist with theft or non-return. The GPS company records have the vehicle location on July 15, 2014 at 10:25 Eastern Time at the parking lot of 7501 East Treasure Drive North, Bay Village, Florida. This was the location of Magbanua's residence at the time. On July 18, 2014 at 12:26 a.m. Eastern Time, the vehicle was located on Monroe Street and East 6th Avenue, Tallahassee, Florida. On July 19, 2014 at 1:26 a.m., the vehicle was located behind 1505 Northeast 135th Street in Miami. This address is the residence of Jessica Rodriguez, who was a girlfriend and has a child with Rivera. Cellular location data for Magbanua, Garcia, and Rivera is consistent with them being in the area of Magbanua's residence during and around the time GPS showed its location to be in the parking lot of Magbanua's condominium. Both Garcia and Rivera met with Magbanua the night before departing for Tallahassee to commit the murder. Analysis of Rivera's checking account revealed an ATM transaction took place in Broward County on July 18, 2014 at 6:46 p.m. as they were returning to Miami from Tallahassee, Florida. Security video from the drive-through ATM lane shows Rivera driving a Toyota Prius up to the ATM at 6:45 p.m. As the Toyota Prius exits the ATM area at 6:47 p.m., a Florida license plate can be seen on the rear of the car. The tag characters match those of the car rental contract. Cellular records show numerous contacts between Katie Magbanua and Charlie Adelson and Sigfredo Garcia. On one occasion, telephone records show contact between Garcia's handset and a cellular telephone registered to Harvey Adelson, Charlie and Wendy Adelson's father, on July 1st, 2014. At approximately 11:47 a.m., Magbanua's telephone began attempting to contact Garcia's telephone. Over the next 5.5 hours, Magbanua attempted to contact Garcia approximately 48 times. At 5:05 p.m., Magbanua made contact with Garcia and they had a conversation lasting 6 minutes and 22 seconds. Approximately 9 minutes later, at 5:20 p.m., Garcia's cellular telephone attempted to contact Harvey's cellular telephone. The cellular records indicate this call went to voicemail. Telephone number 786 was being used by Garcia prior to the murder and had been in contact with Magbanua's telephone number 786 approximately 2,700 times between May 1st, 2014 and July 19th, 2014. When Garcia's cellular phone ceased activity the day after the homicide, telephone number 305 belonged to Luis Rivera during the time leading up to Markel's murder. The following contacts took place the morning of July 18, 2014. Midnight to 12:23 a.m., Rivera and Garcia's communicate with the cell sites on North Monroe in Tallahassee. 12:01, Magbanua contacts Garcia. 12:07, Charlie contacts Magbanua. 12:34 a.m., Magbanua contacts Charlie. 1:02 a.m., Charlie contacts Donna. 1:03 a.m., Charlie contacts Magbanua. 8:09 a.m., Donna Adelson contacts Wendy Adelson. 8:50 a.m., Daniel Markel drops his children off at Creative Preschool on Tharp. 9:02 a.m., Daniel Markel contacts Wendy. 9:12, Charlie Adelson contacts Wendy. 9:19 a.m., Wendy contacts Charlie Adelson for over 18 minutes. 9:38 a.m., Charlie contacts Donna. 9:58, Charlie contacts Magbanua. 10:07, Magbanua contacts Charlie. 10:08, Magbanua contacts Charlie. 10:09, Charlie contacts Magbanua. 10:52 to 10:59, neighbors hear gunshot. 11 a.m., subject on phone with Markel, attempts to call Markel back, call goes to voicemail. 11:01, subject texts Markel, asks if he is okay. 11:02, Mr. Geiger calls 911. 11:06, Donna Adelson contacts Charlie. Wow, what a coincidence. Just 4 minutes later. 11:22 a.m., Charlie contacts Donna for 7 minutes. 11:30, Charlie contacts Magbanua for 30 seconds. 11:31, Charlie Adelson contacts Magbanua for 5 minutes. On the morning of July 18th, 2014, Garcia's telephone ceased activity just before 10 a.m. while in the area of Premier Gym, with the last text message occurring at 9:58 a.m. The next event on Garcia's telephone was text messages or notifications being received at 12:29 p.m. Immediately afterward, at 12:30 p.m., Garcia placed a call to McBanua, which was the first contact initiated by Garcia after the homicide. This call occurred when Garcia's phone was in the area of Lake City, Florida, on or near I-75, approximately 1.5 hours after the shooting was reported. Approximately 2 hours after Garcia and Rivera arrived back in Miami, McBanua departed her residence and went to Rivera's residence while attempting to contact Garcia by telephone. While McBanua, Garcia, and Rivera were together, McBanua had telephonic contact with Charlie Adelson. McBanua traveled north to Charles Adelson's residence, where she would remain until the following morning. McBanua stated while at Charlie Adelson's residence, Charlie Adelson was armed and acting frantic. Charlie told his mother and father had just left his residence and left money that his mom had washed. At Adelson's trial, McBanua testified that the money she received was damp and moldy, consistent with being physically washed, and was stapled into $1,000 stacks. McBanua took a Xanax that was provided by Adelson and fell asleep. The next morning, on July 19th at 9:44 a.m., McBanua left the residence and was told by Adelson that the money was in the trunk of her car. McBanua attempted to contact Garcia. Communication records in Charlie Adelson's iCloud show Donna Adelson telling Charles Adelson she was outside your house at approximately 8:59 p.m. on July 18, 2014. Cellular records for Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson show an arrival time of 1:25 a.m. in Orlando, leaving an approximate hour-and-a-half time block consistent with her being at Charles's residence. Donna and Harvey Adelson traveled to Orlando for the evening, then on to Tallahassee the following morning. Prior to the homicide, McBanua was employed at a Miami area dental office. Investigation revealed after the homicide occurred in July 2014, McBanua started receiving paychecks from the Adelson Institute for Aesthetics and Implant Dentistry, which were handwritten and signed by Donna Adelson. These paychecks started in September of 2014 and were consistently in the amount of $407.58, which she received every 2 weeks. The memo section of each check indicated it was for a period of 10 days, usually preceding the date of the check. The checks continued at least through April of 2016. On at least 2 different occasions, McBanua received paychecks in advance of the time period indicated on the check and frequently received sequential checks. McBanua received a significant amount of cash after Markel's murder. In the month following the murder, McBanua deposited over $13,000 in cash. In the 6 weeks following the homicide, she deposited more cash than she did in the entire year leading up to the homicide. These numerous deposits were conducted mostly through ATMs in increments of $300 to $2,000. From the homicide through November of 2015, the total amount of cash that investigators identified deposited into McBanua's accounts is over $56,000. The amount is over and above the paychecks she had received. The investigation revealed that McBanua did not work the Adelson Institute. McBanua was also in possession of and operating a 2001 Lexus LS 430 sedan automobile, which was registered to Harvey Adelson and previously used by Charlie Adelson. On January 23, 2016, the title for this car was transferred to McBanua and a new license plate was obtained in McBanua's name. Motor vehicle records indicate the vehicle was sold to McBanua for the price of $1,700. In addition, McBanua received cash and numerous gifts from Charlie Adelson since Markel's murder. A review of their financial records indicated that Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson had the financial means to finance this murder and provide ongoing compensation to McBanua. On April 19, 2016, an undercover agent made contact with Donna Adelson in reference to Markel's murder. The undercover agent provided a press release of Markel's murder, asked for $5,000, and provided a phone number at which he could be contacted. As a result of this contact, conversations were intercepted. Call number 1380. Donna Adelson calls to Charlie Adelson asking to meet her about some paperwork that was hand-delivered to her outside of her condominium, the Icon, on South Beach. During this conversation, when Charlie inquired whether it involved him or others, Donna responded in a whisper, "Well, probably both of us." When Charlie asked her to repeat herself, she stated, "Probably the two of us," and "You probably have a general idea what I'm talking about." When Charles inquired further, Donna said this was not something she wants to discuss over the phone. Call 1382. Donna and Charlie discussed meeting and whether or not Charlie needed to bring cash. Charlie inquired whether or not a threat was involved and whether the police should be contacted. Donna responded that this time she did not believe that was a good idea. Call number 1386. Charlie called and immediately told his mother, Donna Adelson, "Don't talk about things in the apartment or any place." He then asked if the person was black, white, or Hispanic, to which Donna said he was white. Charlie said it sounds like something that needs the police. Donna said she may have to, but wants to talk to him first. When Charlie asked what the letter asked for, Donna said, "This TV is probably about $5." Charlie asked if they asked for $5,000, to which Donna responded affirmatively. Donna also said they mentioned an ex-girlfriend. Call number 1392. Charlie calls Katie after trying to reach her by phone unsuccessfully about an hour before. Charlie explained the situation to McBanua as he understood it from his mother. Something regarding her son, something regarding his ex-girlfriend, and the person asking for some money. Charlie tells McBanua that he is going to see his mom the next day to discuss the matter. There is some discussion of whether McBanua is the girlfriend referenced by the agent. Charlie said he thought his mother said the agent mentioned McBanua's name, but he is not sure and will follow up with her if the situation does involve her. McBanua agrees to meet Charles in person the next day, April 20th, 2016, around 4 o'clock. Charlie never contacted any other females to discuss the contact between his mother and the undercover agent. The morning of April 20th, 2016, Charlie told his mother he would meet her at her home at 12:35 p.m. After Charlie arrived at the Icon where his mother and father reside, he and Donna walked outside to a remote table behind the building and sat close together while conversing. None of their conversation was successfully captured. After meeting with Donna in person, he called McBanua and traveled to her in Sunny Isle at the real estate office where she worked. When Charlie arrived at the strip mall where McBanua worked, they talked briefly outside, then went into a restaurant, Dolce Vita, near the real estate office. Their conversation was captured while they sat in the restaurant. The following statements Charles made directly to Katie were previously only audible with use of proprietary software. Through the use of an expert, the audio conversion between McBanua and Charles was clarified. The following are portions of that conversation. 1. If they had any evidence, we would have already gone to the airport. The problem is, even if they bugged this, even if they bugged your phone, your home phone, even if they had bugged your phone, okay? But even if they bugged your phone, okay, you're still not talking about any of this. 2, so my point is, how do you get people to talk? You throw in a smoke grenade, and then you get all the cockroaches to run out. Ah, there's smoke in the house. There's smoke in the house. And everyone's running and everyone's talking, and you throw a smoke grenade. What do you think? 3, They may have approached my mom because my dad may be someone who is carrying a gun. You never know if someone's, you don't want to turn it into a fucking shootout. And I can tell you, a lot of times I carry on me. I mean, someone comes up to me like carrying on you right now. I mean, I'm going to start carrying on my back, a holster that fits in your shirt. If someone comes up to me, they better be ready to shoot because I'm going to shoot them. Someone comes up to me asking for money right now. Yeah. And guess what? When the fucking police show up and there's a doctor, there's an oral surgeon standing there with a dead gang member in the fucking driveway, they're not going to come down too hard on me. And I'm not going to talk anyway. I don't know much. I don't trust them. 4, Katie, this is not like some chick showing off tattoos to your man. This is happening and it's serious because these people are going to come back. They didn't go through the trouble of seeking my mom out to hand her that and then go away. So I got 2 options. They're not going away. May wish they'd go away and never come back, but they ain't going away. The trouble they went through. 5, no, it's very simple. Like if you're going to charge me, charge me. 6, what I'm saying is that this person is not going away. They came very equipped with details. Where did the details come from? I don't know the details. 7, 2, they said the guy's name was 2-0. I don't even know who the fuck it is. Is there just a 2-0? KM Supply's name. Tudo's incarcerated now. And I know that you've been helping out Katie and helping your family and helping out Katie and her family. Now Tudo's family needs your help. My mom was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, well, maybe this will refresh your memory. And he handed it to her. KM talking, Katie. And she said, respect, spoke like polite. She goes, polite and well-spoken. I said, did he have like a yak thug? Did he have talk with like a thick Spanish accent or anything? She said, no. I said, was he white or Hispanic? She said he was white, but he could have been Hispanic. But that Katie talking, yeah, could have mistakes. I mean, everybody in Miami is Hispanic. So it's like, you can't really tell. 8, so Katie, they'll be back. These people know about whoever it is knows information. 9, let me ask a question. When everybody was there the next day, did any of you take any money? It's not like you're driving around in a Bentley, cruising around in a mega yacht, Someone, he must at some point, because otherwise he'd have no idea that I had anything to do with. 10, it could. I wish it was a cop playing games. Why didn't they know it was me? If it was a cop playing games or an investigator playing games and they didn't mention me, they did mention your son's girlfriend, Katie, not mention me at all and my family. And I think if they thought I had something to do with it, they would find me and they talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, go talk to the person who's involved, not fucking people who aren't involved. 11, and I'm not involved. But if they knew your relationships with me, not my family, like I dated you, not my mom, they knew my dad's name. This person obviously doesn't even know that we dated. That's the direct connection, is who was your boyfriend? The 71-year-old guy, Dr. Adelson, or the 37-year-old Dr. Adelson? Yeah, 37. Let's go talk to him, Dr. Adelson. That's who they talk to. Not waste your time with mom. They needed to talk to someone who knew what the fuck went down. And so wouldn't it make sense that your connection to my family is me? 12, your connection to my family is not my mom. Like, yeah, you work for the office now because the checks are from there. And that's just because you come in and work on the weekends, which I trust you're doing because I'm never there when I see you. You tell me you do it. And the place looks clean, so you get your checks, you clean up, whatever, but that's neither here nor there. This person knows information, and even if they are cops, that information said your name. And they also know that they're claiming that somebody who had something to do with it is incarcerated. I don't know anybody in jail. Katie, him. 14. This is what I want you to do. I want you to call up this person and say that I got a call from some friends of mine who say that you reached out to them and that you mentioned my name. And remember, protect your name recently. So what you're going to say is, I got a call from some friends of mine who said that you had reached out and that you had mentioned my name. These people want to go to the police because they had nothing to do with what you're talking about, okay? And frankly, I don't know what you're talking about, but the name sounds familiar of who's incarcerated. So I'm going to give you something as charity to help the less fortunate. But do not contact these people again, or they are going to the police. And let them know you had to do everything in the world to prevent them from going to the police because they don't know anything. And I don't know anything. And that name sounds a little familiar, and that I'm going to help you out with some charity. And don't ever contact me, my friends, or family again, or we'll go to the police. 15. Katie, I'll go to the moon and back for you. That's without even saying. I don't need to say that. But that's what, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Help me out. Like, you know it. I don't even have to. I don't have to sit here and tell you what I would do. I could show you what I could do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how I am, like I look for things to do. You don't ask me for shit. I'm the one that's like, hey, Noah's birthday's coming up. I got you. I'm the one who's like, anything I can, you don't ask. I'm the one who's like, hey, I'll send you the Lexus for a very good price. I know you're having car problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one, I don't have to tell you. I show you. There's a difference. 16. I know my head was, when I was leaving the house, I literally had the bag out and I had it with my car keys. I know, well, if you want, guys, you can swing by my house later. So what are we doing? Katie talking. I want you to take it back, write the number down, and I'm going to give you cash. I want you to talk to 7 to 12, what? 65 to 70? After the in-person meeting with Magbanua, Charles called Donna back to report about his meeting and said he handled everything. Donna then called Charlie back, sounding very concerned. On April 21st, 2016, calls were intercepted between Magbanua and Charlie, and they attempted to disguise their conversations using real estate references, such as security, property posted incorrectly, and wrong tenants for rental property. Charlie and his dad, Harvey, met for dinner later that evening. Magbanua and Garcia were intercepted having numerous arguments over the phone. The morning of April 21st, 2016, it appeared Magbanua was trying to convince Garcia to figure out who the phone number belonged to and place the call himself. In a heated exchange, Garcia said, I'm not making that fucking phone call. He later said, I'm going to take care of this fucking problem. On Monday, April 25th, 2016, a letter was sent to Harvey and Donna Adelson. This letter was sent by the United States Postal Service by investigators for the purpose of following up from the undercover's initial conversation. Calls intercepted indicate Donna shared the information with Charlie, who in turn forwarded it to Magbanua. Magbanua again asked Garcia to either determine who the phone number belonged to or call the phone number. Magbanua reported to Charlie the phone was either out of service or not a good number. It appeared Garcia lied to Magbanua about making the call or had not called the correct number. The agent's phone was not called and was working properly after conducting tests to verify. Later the same day, Charlie called Magbanua and asked if she was on her way. It appeared Charlie and Magbanua had been communicating through a different source to schedule a meeting. Later review of iCloud messages from Charlie's records indicate he and Magbanua would often communicate via WhatsApp, a phone application that allows for secure communication not retrieved in a cellular record. Charlie directed her to Harvey and Donna's building to meet with them. Oh, that's interesting. Charlie told Magbanua that he was talking to his parents about everything. Charlie continued to try and convince her to meet at Donna and Harvey's building, but eventually agreed to meet with her at another location. Magbanua called Charles back, who advised they were meeting at a marina near Monty's. On April 26, 2016, Charlie called Donna and they discussed the conversations that occurred the night prior. Donna said she felt better after their conversation. Donna asked Charlie to let her know once things are all taken care of. He further stated, "If you don't know who the person is, it's a much bigger problem," Charlie said. "If you know who it is, it's very, very easy." Charles told Donna to stop getting worked up about things. Charlie assured Donna there was nothing she needed to worry about, that it was all being looked into. On May 4th, 2016, at approximately 2:09 a.m., a text message was sent to Donna's cell from the undercover agent. Later in the day, Charlie asked Donna if she was okay, and Donna advised she would talk to Charlie about it on Sunday. Charlie's wanted to talk to Donna before Sunday, and they agreed to Charlie coming over around 11:30 a.m. the following day, May 5th, 2016. While driving to meet with Donna, Charlie called Magbanua, advising there was a new problem and he may need to meet later that day. On May 5th, 2016, Charlie arrived at the Icon and they agreed to meet at the pool area to discuss the text message. This time, Harvey is present with Charlie and Donna as they huddled at the corner area for privacy. There was no oral intercept captured due to the location they had the conversation. After the meeting, Charles left the Icon and called Katie, asking her how someone could get his mother's number. Magbanua told Charlie it's possible to locate the phone number online. Charles used specific phrases sent via the text message. Charlie called Donna and they discussed paying the $5,000. Charlie advised the sooner they pay the money, the better. They discussed being nice but firm when the money is paid, so the person knows that it is only a one-time payment. On Friday, May 6, 2016 at 5:03 p.m., Donna successfully contacted the agent by calling his phone number 305. The total duration of the call was 8 minutes and 48 seconds. The call was recorded by the FBI. In summary, Donna made the excuse her grandchildren had possession of her phone, so she did not know he called. Donna went over the previous contacts between herself and the agent. She said she took him seriously and she was stressed out. She claimed she asked friends what she should do. She denied knowing anything referenced by the agent concerning help provided to her by the agent's friend, Rivera. She then brought up the reward offered and suggested he seek that out instead. The agent reminded her all he asked for was $5,000. Donna claimed she had nothing to do with the death of her ex-son-in-law and that she was left out of the loop. The agent reminded her the problem was not going away, and she did not know Magbanua and what was done for her. Donna continued to deny knowledge and ended the conversation by saying she would call the agent back. On May 7th at 5:07, Charlie told Magbanua about a new CD he wanted her to listen to. He had a recording of the call between Donna and the agent. Charlie used the reference "pot-belly pigs" for the police, to which Magbanua replied, "That's not good." On May 25th, 2016, Sigfredo Garcia was arrested for his involvement in this case. On May 26, 2016, electronic surveillance suggested that Charlie Adelson and Catherine Magbanua were in close proximity to each other and may have met in the overnight, early morning hours. On June 28, 2016, Luis Rivera was arrested for his involvement in this case. On September 30th, 2016, a proffer was conducted with Luis Rivera in the presence of his attorney. The proffer was not recorded. Rivera was sworn prior to any testimony. Rivera stated he has known Sigfredo Garcia since childhood. Garcia told Rivera about a high-dollar robbery he wanted to do with Rivera in Tallahassee. The first time Rivera and Garcia traveled to Tallahassee was in June 2014. Once they departed for Tallahassee in June 2014 was when Rivera learned Garcia wanted to commit a murder and not a robbery. Garcia promised Rivera $30,000 to commit the murder. While en route to Tallahassee, Garcia provided Rivera with more details explaining a woman with 2 kids wanted her ex-husband murdered so she could have full custody of the children in Miami. Garcia told Rivera the offer was presented to him by Katie Magbanua, and the total payment for the murder would be $100,000. Rivera suggested robbing the woman of the $100,000 instead of committing the murder. The two traveled with a long barrel .38 Taurus revolver and a short barrel black .38 Smith & Wesson revolver. The two around the victim's residence and followed the victim's vehicle. Rivera recalled Garcia having a colored printed photo of the victim with words printed on it. So that was the letter given to Charlie. Rivera could not recall what was printed. They would eventually park the car at Winthrop Park and wait for the victim to leave. Rivera would later show investigators where they parked the routes they took to the victim's residence. Rivera indicated Garcia told him Magbanua approached Garcia with the offer of $100,000 to be divided amongst the three, $40,000 for Garcia, $35,000 for Rivera, and the remainder for Magbanua. Garcia later offered $2,000 more to Rivera. After losing the victim and failing to complete the murder in June, the two decided to return to Miami. Approximately a month later, the two returned to Tallahassee to commit the murder. Rivera rented the Prius in his name. They arrived in Tallahassee in the early morning, July 17, 2014. The same morning, July 17, 2014, they drove to the victim's neighborhood. While driving around, Garcia involuntarily discharged the revolver through the floorboard of the Prius. Rivera noticed the car started losing power, and they learned Garcia shot a hole through the gas line. They were able to repair the vehicle and continue traveling. A search warrant was issued in October 2016 for the Prius. The fuel line underneath the passenger side of the vehicle was spliced together, and the corresponding hole was located in the floorboard, consistent with the information provided by Rivera. The following morning, July 18, 2014, Rivera and Garcia traveled back to the area of the victim's residence where they observed the victim leaving the neighborhood. They followed the victim around town as he dropped his kids off and went to Premier Gym. As they returned to the victim's residence, the victim turned off Thomasville Road prior to Benton Road. Rivera and Garcia traveled further down to Benton and entered the neighborhood from the south. As they approached the victim's residence, the victim was pulling in the driveway in front of them. They pulled in behind the victim as he parked in the garage. Garcia exited the Prius and approached the driver's side door of the victim's car. Garcia shot the victim twice in the head, then returned to the Prius, and the two left Tallahassee. They traveled north on Thomasville Road to I-10 to I-75, confirming the information previously discovered through electronic data. While driving back to South Florida, Garcia called Magbanua approximately an hour into the drive. Garcia told Magbanua, "It's done." Rivera explained he could hear Magbanua's voice as Garcia held the phone up to his ear. During the drive, Garcia asked Rivera to pull over near a bridge and waterway so Garcia could dispose of the firearm. Numerous attempts to locate this bridge and waterway were unsuccessful. Upon returning to South Florida, Rivera and Garcia withdrew cash from the ATM in Pembroke Pines, where they were observed on ATM security camera. They drove to Rivera's residence. The following morning, Rivera received a call from Magbanua. She told him if he wanted the money, he needed to tell her where to meet because she could not get a hold of Garcia. Rivera knew Garcia was at Stephanie Carmona's residence, so he called a friend, Anthony Ortiz, to go pick him up. While waiting to return home, Rivera received a call from his child's mother, Jessica Rodriguez, whom he lived with. Jessica told Rivera that Garcia and Magbanua were at their residence with a package for him. Rivera returned home. He observed Magbanua's white SUV in the driveway. As he entered the residence, he received a package from Magbanua and Garcia. Rivera did not want Jessica to know what was in the package. Rivera then left the residence with Garcia. Rivera described the package as a stack of cash, $100 bills stapled together. In July of 2018, contact was made with June Umchinda. Umchinda was a girlfriend of Charles Adelson. At the time of the undercover operation in which an FBI agent approached Donna Adelson, of relevance in her interview was her recollection of Charles Adelson having stapled money in a safe in his residence. June stated she followed the case in the news, and when she heard about stapled money, she found it odd because she remembers Charlie keeping his that way. June also testified that Charlie Adelson was acting angry, agitated, and nervous around the time of the undercover operation and Magbanua arrest. Adelson advised June that he gave Magbanua a car and financed a portion of her breast augmentation. June Umchinda also observed Donna Adelson to be stressed out during this time frame, and Donna Adelson made a statement to June Umchinda that she felt like Dan Markel was haunting her from the grave. In July 2021, contact was made with Ryan Fitzpatrick. During the interview with Fitzpatrick, it was learned the two had a falling out in recent years over financial disagreements. He said Charles's entire demeanor changed when Magbanua was arrested. Adelson started putting up security cameras and was constantly paranoid of arrest. During a conversation with Fitzpatrick, Charles Adelson said, "You can get away with murder if you keep your mouth shut." Fitzpatrick also stated he knows Charles staples his money because he has received money from him in that manner. Fitzpatrick said Charles staples his money in $1,000 increments. In October of 2019, Garcia was tried and convicted. He was sentenced to life in prison. In April 2022, after the clarified audio from Dolce Vita revealed Charles Adelson making additional incriminating statements, he was arrested for first-degree murder, solicitation to commit first-degree murder, and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. In May of 2022, Catherine Magbanua was tried and convicted. She was sentenced to life in prison. In October 2022 and November 2022, the proffers previously mentioned were conducted with Catherine Magbanua. In October of 2023, trial for Charles Adelson commenced. On November 6, 2023, Charlie Adelson was found guilty on all charges. He is set to be sentenced in December of 2023. In Adelson's trial, Magbanua testified that Adelson told her that his mother, Donna Sue Adelson, had just departed his residence at the time Magbanua arrived on the night of the homicide. Magbanua said the money she received appeared to have been washed. Jail calls from after Charlie Adelson's guilty verdict included multiple calls in which Donna Sue Adelson is telling Charlie Adelson that she is getting her things in order, creating trusts, and making sure her grandchildren are taken care of. Donna discusses plans for a suicide, but also discusses plans to flee to a non-extradition country. Donna Sue Adelson has considerable financial resources to accomplish this. On November 7, 2023, Donna and Harvey Adelson booked flights to Vietnam with a stop in Dubai. The flight EK0214 departs Miami, Florida on November 13, 2023 at 8:10 p.m. to Dubai. Flight EK0392 departs Dubai on November 15, 2023 at 9:35 a.m. and lands in Saigon at 6:35 p.m. Okay. Oh, here we go. There's Donna's arrest warrant. So, yeah, there was her address for the murder of Dan Markel and November the 13th. So I think they were traveling down there to Miami to the airport waiting on this warrant, if I recall correctly. And is anybody even still here? That was long, wasn't it? So, what do y'all think? Do y'all think? Oh, Premier Jim had issues with E. coli and staff. Just saying. Sorry. Side note. Ugh. Yeah. Yes. I was reading the probable cause affidavit. It was very, very long for Donna because it had everything. But yeah. So, well, I'm glad y'all got it. So hopefully y'all were getting stuff done and like folding laundry and doing all that good stuff. That's what I always do when I'm listening to YouTube. But it'll be good to have that. What I do a lot of the times where I get my ideas whenever I'm driving, I'm playing over Bluetooth because you hear details differently than when you're watching a video. So, yeah, I'm glad that y'all are good. And I appreciate everybody that came. And I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, Jack in the Forest. That makes me so uncomfortable sending that. That's just too nice. Oh my God, that makes me really uncomfortable. But thank you. I appreciate it. And there was something else I was going to say. Oh, be sure and follow Spill the Crime Tea, y'all. She's getting some more info and we'll share it. So, please. So what does anybody think about Wendy? So I read somebody earlier said, FBI here, that Judy had a live this week and they said back before Christmas. Deidre, you're glad I read that, been able to understand all the meeting. Yeah, it was a lot to read, but I was definitely the kid in school. Like I hated to be called out to read, but now I don't mind. Somebody asked me, they're like, how do you do these presentations? But I do presentations at work all the time. So I just kind of feel like I'm at work. Well, thank you, True Crime. Thanks, everybody. And I'm doing a live on Friday. So it'll be a co-hosted show. So stay tuned for that one. And if y'all heard snoring, that is Katie, my Cavalier King Charles, next to me snoring. And Jeremy Mutz was on Judy this past week. I was out of town this week, so I didn't get to hear that. Or last week. In the first 15 minutes, he said the word around Leon County, an arrest will happen before Christmas. So when does Judy wear the bikini? Is that if she's not arrested by Christmas? I don't know. Y'all have to tell me. Well, thank y'all so much. I had a ton of other like documents and stuff pulled up. And if anybody has been watching the video about the beach picture, so Spill the Crime, she got that in a FOIA request. So it was like better quality. It wasn't like screenshot after screenshot. And you can see Charlie in the reflection in Katie's glasses. And I'm not trying to like disprove any other content creators. I'm just sharing like what we learned. And then there was a Bank of America card on the towel. And I know I've seen another discovery. They were like, oh, Katie doesn't have Bank of America. But in Donna's trial, part of the discovery, it says Katie McBanua's Bank of America records. So I'm just saying stuff isn't real, unfortunately, accurate. Just like Tamara Demko's interview, right? That was on July 20th, but it's timestamped July 19th. Kind of scary. Beach bum. That's exactly what I would do if I was her. I'd be getting a t-shirt with a bikini on it. All right. Well, I can tell you this. I think we should all get on a Zoom, like all the creators on one Zoom for everybody to get on or something. Like we stream it to YouTube so that people don't have to pick the channel and we all just toast champagne or apple juice or whatever. So, but yeah, y'all can come back and listen to it. Yeah, True Crime Wifey. There is a lot of clickbait out there. That's true. But y'all have a great week. Like I said, I'll be having Judy's been working out. Well, she has a great figure anyway. She's a figure skater. I will, like I said, I'll be live Friday. And then maybe if before then, I'm working on some other stuff. Y'all have a good one.